Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a foundation review and it is on the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. Just a little bit of background. I happened to walk into Clicks this past weekend on Saturday and I don't know what I was doing there, can't really remember, and I saw this foundation for 99 Rand and I was like, what? I know about Maybelline Fit Me. I used to use the Maybelline Fit Me foundation and concealer back in the day when I was still in university. Wait, I make it sound like I'm very old. A few months ago. Joking. But yes, back when I was in uni, I think I was maybe like in first year, I used Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It's one of the first that I used to use, and it was like the best sort of drugstore foundation I'll buy. I bought the foundation and I bought the concealer. For some reason, unbeknownst to me and I'm sure a few other Maybelline lovers at the time, the foundation went off shelf for like 5 years and I never understood why. Like, I just could not make sense of it. I was literally gutted because it was my foundation, it was my holy grail, and I'll always go back and get it. Cut to a few years later, feels like 5 or so years later, I see that it has been relaunched in the States and in the UK. Everyone reviewed this foundation, everyone was excited for it, and everyone reviewed it, and I think it's because it was one of the best drugstore foundations on the market for full matte coverage. And of course, obviously it was affordable. It launched in the US, launched in the UK. US, everyone freaking loved it. UK, I can't remember if I saw, maybe it didn't launch in the UK, I'm not sure. I can't remember seeing reviews from British bloggers, but it took off very well in the US, and then it still took another year for it to come to South Africa. So it arrives in SA, and I don't even hear that it's arrived in SA. I think this was about like last year sometime. I just see everyone on Twitter talking about this foundation that is here and is available on Zando.co.za. And the packaging is different. So in the US, Fit Me, this new matte poreless foundation is now like in a glass bottle. It looks much like competitors in its category, and it looks proper. Now here the foundation has changed to like this tube situation, and not that I don't like it, I really love foundations packaged like this, not for any scientific reason. I just think it's cute, it's fun, and I don't know, something about it is very accessible, very travel friendly. This is by far, to me, probably the most inexpensive foundation on the market. I know there was the Ordinary foundation, which is a brand in the US, I think it's founded in the US, and their foundation, they used to retail that foundation for $6 last year. So $6 is roughly like 75 Rand. It gained so much popularity that I looked on the website this morning and they actually have increased the foundation to $12. There's a full coverage one for $12, and then there's the serum foundation for $10 something else. So roughly that's about maybe 120, 130, 140, I don't know, please don't shoot me, but it's obviously more than 99 Rand now. So this goes back to being the most inexpensive foundation I know of to date, available in the country, that is sort of like your full coverage, suitable for oily skin, mattifying foundation. I'm sure there are other sort of like BB creams and CC creams like lower than this. I saw one, I can't remember the brand, but I mean it's like a CC cream or BB cream. It's not a foundation, a full coverage foundation, which is why I'm very excited to try this one and see if it's still the same. I chose the shade 350 because if I remember correctly, that was the shade I used back when I used to use this. And looking at the options available on shelf, 350 looked closest to my tone today still. And I didn't swatch it or anything, there weren't any testers available. I went to a very small Clicks, so I was lucky enough to even find this foundation there. And it was the last one available, so there were no testers, and I really hope it's still my shade. and I hope it's a foundation that I love, and then you guys can try it out and actually have that affordable foundation that is just bomb. Okay, I'm just gonna prep my skin with the Urban Decay B6 Vitamin Infused Prep Priming Complexion Spray. You guys know I don't really prime with like a pore minimizing whatever those things. I just moisturize, or I just use this prep the skin with this. I prefer hydration over sort of like a mattifying primer, and I will rely on my setting, my baking and stuff to mattify. This is it. I don't know if it needs to be okay, so it says it's a liquid foundation for normal to oily skin, mattifies and refines pores. It gives you a natural seamless finish. Well, I'm not here for natural, and it is 30 mils. Most foundations are 30 mils, and even though it is in what looks like small, relatively small packaging, it is 30 mils, and I really think the packaging is very cute. So we're just gonna, oh, it looks delicious. It's a little runny, more runny than I expected it to be, but I'm not really I don't really have a problem with runny foundations as long as it does the job. Fenty Beauty is quite runny as well. So I'm taking my Urban Decay Optical Illusion blurring brush. This is what I use for mattifying sort of medium to full coverage foundations. Okay. I don't know if that's my shade. It is. It's okay. I realized the other day that I have gone a little bit darker from being in the sun, but I'm hardly in the sun, but I have gone a little bit darker, especially around my forehead. But no, that's a good shade match. I'm using buffing techniques. I'm buffing it into the skin. So you can see my pigmentation here. I just want to it's a good match to my neck and my chest. My neck seems to be also a little bit darker than my chest. Okay, so that is one layer of foundation. I don't know, I'm looking a little bit gray in this mirror, so I don't know if it's the shade. I'd like for you to just wait a little bit to see if it oxidizes. There is no SPF in this foundation, so I'm wondering why I look a little bit grey. It definitely feels like it's medium. It feels lightweight, and it looks like it's a medium coverage foundation. I can still see a little bit of freckles, chickenpox scars, not freckles, sorry, I mean chickenpox scarring. So my pigmentation on the side here. So I don't feel like it's medium coverage, but I do feel like it could be buildable. So I sort of just want this to set a little bit and dry, and then I'm going to apply a second layer of foundation. With the first layer, I don't feel like it's extremely matte. It's not as matte as the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. When you apply the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation, literally once you have blended everything out, it dries very quickly and your skin looks completely matte. And I don't feel like I look very matte right now. Okay, so this is my face with the second layer of the foundation, and I really prefer it, I think, with 2 layers. on a daily basis, I don't really double up my layers like this, and I didn't have to. I think if you, I just wanted to know if you have that option, if this foundation is buildable and it is not problematic to blend out on top of another layer. And it is, and this coverage is beautiful. I really love the coverage. Like I said before, I don't feel like this is completely matte. I feel like I need to set urgently before. I feel like something wants to crease, and I feel as though if you have oily skin, or at least if you have an oily T-zone, you need to set with powder. I feel on edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and finish off my base. I'm going to do my concealer and set with my powder, and then yeah, I'll be back. Okay guys, so now that I'm back, I've completed my face, and I just wanted to take you through very quickly what I used for concealer and to set it, which I'm not liking the combination of. I used the Bobbi Brown Instant Full Cover Concealer. Because I did do 2 layers of this foundation, this concealer was not necessary. Well, to have a full coverage concealer was not necessary. I could have used Elegant Pro, although it is quite full coverage, it's not as thick as this. And then I used the MAC Prep and Prime Translucent Finishing Powder to set my under eye area and my concealed areas. I am not the biggest fan of this powder. It's so drying, not even mattifying, it's drying. I think I've spritzed my face 5 times with my Urban Decay B6 Prep and Priming Spray. I know I want to look matte, but my face is very tight and, you know, difficult to move. Other than that, I'm not going to do a wear test with this foundation, because no matter what foundation I use, it does tend to stay all day long because of the techniques I use post foundation application. What I will do though is, as I'm editing this video, and by the time I upload it, which could be about 7 o'clock, the time now I think is 1:45. So by the time this video goes up, I'm going to have a little update in the description box so that you know what it was like. So although it is a mattifying foundation, I can already tell you that around my T-zone I'm looking a bit shiny. I don't know if this is because I'm hot mixed with anything else. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's because of all the setting setting spray that I used. I don't know, but it looks a little bit shiny around my nose. About the shade, it is definitely oxidized by this point, and it matches me a lot better than it did when I first applied it. I don't believe I could go a shade darker or a shade lighter. I think this is the perfect shade for me. You know, the thing to consider when you buy foundation is to be careful of buying your exact shade like in the store, because most foundations, when they react with your body temperature and your pH, they tend to go a little bit darker. I like going just, if it's slightly lighter, I'm fine with it. But obviously you guys saw as I blended it out, it did end up matching me quite well, and as I have done my whole face of makeup, it matches me perfectly. So yeah, I think this is definitely a foundation worth trying out. It's 99 Rand, and do I think it's worth the hype? Maybe it's worth the hype. Do I think it's it beats NYX Total Control Drop? I don't think so. I think it is a worthy competitor, and it is top 2. Maybe it is top 2 in drugstore at the moment, and I think I'm putting this before Revlon for price purposes. Revlon's foundations have gone up to 270, I think, at this point, and this is 99 Rand. So it's pretty amazing. Anyway guys, yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like more videos like this, please let me know. I wanted to try something a little bit different. I know I feature a lot of high-end on my channel, and I wanted to just switch things up a little bit and do something more on the affordable side. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll check you next time. Bye.
I make time for the things I like. Yeah, yeah. Maybe we can do this all night. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you only live once, live life.